Welcome to the top 10 most anticipated and noteworthy comics for November 6, 2024. I'm Mike Spiderslayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. Hopefully this list does help you make decisions of what comic books to buy, and it's never too early to start that pull list for next week. Guys, before we dive into it, I just gotta give a quick shout out to Whatnot. If you guys have not checked out Whatnot yet today, go ahead. There's a link in the description box below. Click on that link, and when you do, you will create your own profile. Then you can go on to Whatnot, win your first auction, and when you win, you will get $15 off of that first purchase. So if there is a particular comic book you're looking to save some money on, use that link down below. Again, it is Whatnot, and it does help support the channel. So thank you guys. All right, so let's talk about the book that's on the hot seat as we get things started. And this goes to DC's All In Batgirl. This is issue 1. For the most part, so far, All In from DC has been pretty solid, and now we're going to get a new Batgirl book with Cassandra Cain. This is her first solo series in probably about 2 decades, and we're going to see what this book has to offer. But if this book is not good from the start, I could see myself easily dropping this book altogether. So could be kind of fun, could be kind of dumb. Time will tell. This one is 32 pages for the price of $4. Now the book that's on the rise, we have Poison Ivy. This is issue 27. Now, when it comes to this comic book, I liked issue 26. There was a few things where I was a little bit lost on some of the characters and whatnot, but it was an interesting book with Poison Ivy as she kind of resurrected this city that was in a swamp or whatnot, and we have no idea what this city is or where it came from and things like that. So I think this could be an interesting little story that we're getting ourselves into, and it could get me into the character once again. So this book is 32 pages, and this one is $4. So coming in at number 10, we have Plastic Man No More. This is issue 3. So in this series, this is a book about Plastic Man who is degenerating. He's lost his way to regenerate as he was in this battle, and he's trying to make amends with his son. He's trying to figure out a cure, or if he can't figure out a cure to save himself, maybe there's something that can save his son. This is a very heartwarming story with some action. I think he teamed up with the Metal Men in the last issue, which was kind of cool. Much better series than I ever expected. I never would expect a Plastic Man book to be this good, especially since I'm not really a fan of the character. This one is 32 pages, and this one is $5. Now we move on to number 9, and we have Batman. This is issue 154. We're getting ready for Chip Zdarsky to wrap up his run on Batman, and it was kind of a cool little start here when it comes to Batman, as he got introduced to this new patriotic character at the end of the issue and whatnot. And it looks like something happened to the mayor, right? At the end of the first issue. Am I right? Or is that Detective? No, it was regular Batman. You get so many Batman comics, sometimes you get confused at what's going on. But yeah, something happened with the mayor at the end of the last issue. But I am really intrigued on who this patriotic character actually is. And Vandal Savage is the one that's hey, welcome to to Gotham here, and he's all backing him and everything else. So that's kind of cool. So again, the legacy numbering here is 919, 40 pages. $5. Number 8, we have Gunslinger. This is issue 37. So listen, when it comes to Gunslinger, I think the book has been a little bit on a stall. He's been almost practically killed multiple times in the past couple of issues. He's been in a coma, and we've gotten to see certain things that he's experienced over his years and why he exists and why he's on the mission that he is. We even got kind of like a jumping on point in the last issue. So hopefully things kind of progress forward when it comes to Gunslinger and we move along with the action. I'm ready for these dead zones to kind of close up again so our characters can have powers again. Great price point for this book. It's $3. Coming in at number 7, we have a new volume of JSA. This is issue 1. So that's kind of cool, man. You're going to get characters like Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Jade, Obsidian, Jesse Quick, Ted Grant, Sedman. They're all back together to do missions, which I think is kind of cool. I totally forgot who is writing this book. I know it's somebody important that makes me want to read this book. So I'm definitely going to check this one out, and hopefully we'll get it on a monthly basis, unlike Jeff Johns, where I think his focus went to Ghost Machine at this point. Totally excited about it. This one is 32 pages for the price of $4. Coming in at number 6, we have Green Arrow 2024 Annual Issue 1. Now, this annual is written by Joshua Williamson. I know I said last week with Green Arrow's run that was his last issue. Yes, technically it was, but here we got the annual, so it looks like maybe we're going to get one fun story maybe with the Arrow family here before things get all dark and gruesome again in the ongoing series from the new creative team. So I'm looking forward to it. The true send-off from Joshua Williamson's book here. So totally excited for that one. All right, coming in at number 5, we have The Ultimates. This is issue 6. So it's been a really good book, man. I wouldn't say there's been a lot of action or I would say plot progression, but we've been really getting the unity of the team or the characters that are going to be in this book maybe for the long haul, right? So it looks like it here in the description, it says Ultimates assembled to take down the Hulk. The entire roster of the Ultimates unite for the first time in this high-octane climactic conclusion of the first arc. Iron Lad has a plan to defeat the Hulk, the most powerful, imposing member of the Maker's Council, but has he gotten his team over in on their heads? So if you guys have been looking for action, if you're tired of the assembly of the team, this is where it's going to get good here. Let's see what happens. Do people die? Is there consequences? I don't know. We shall see, but I am excited. This book has been fun. 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 4, this has been always really good since the first volume. This is Mark Millar's Nemesis, right? And this is the Rogues Gallery. This is issue 4. Nemesis is a great, like, evil Batman, right? He's got all the money, all the power, but this is like, what if Batman was evil? He's got a sidekick in this run, and he's doing everything that he possibly can to get money back, to pay the people back that resurrected him from dying in the last volume, and it's just been an unbelievable ride. If you guys have never checked out Nemesis, go back, read the first volume. Each series is only like 4 issues long. You'll be caught up in no time, because once you read the first couple of issues, you're like, holy crap, I can't believe they went there with this guy, and you'll be hooked. This one is 32 pages, and this one is $5. Coming in at number 3, it looks like this book has been a little bit on a break, but it's back. We got The Sacrificers. This is issue 12, a Rick Remender blockbuster. I mean, this book is great. We've gotten to see some interesting things going on with our original character, who was like the pigeon character that got sacrificed originally, on what he's become, and then the original daughter of the gods on what she has become. It's basically been a role reversal. However, when it comes to the daughter of the god, she's become something much darker, and it looks like the parents of the pigeon, I think, if I remember correctly, are going to take her aboard. I don't know, or maybe that was the issue before that, but it's been a while since I last read an issue, so this could be a lot of fun. I always enjoy it. It's 32 pages, and this one is $4. It's a fun book, man. Coming in at number 2, we have Absolute Superman. This is issue 1. So here we go. We got the Trinity. This is the 3rd book in the Absolute Power, or Absolute Universe, I should say. And we got Superman here. So we got Jason Aaron and Rafa Sandoval are the ones that are behind this one. So I would say right now, Batman was the strongest one. Wonder Woman, not as strong. It almost was like a character piece that Kelly Thompson wrote when it came to Wonder Woman on the type of character she is. But it didn't really have any like real, I would say, story progression. It was more like an origin story, right? Am I right there? Well, where Absolute Batman had a little something more, in my opinion. I don't know. Absolute Superman, we'll see what he's about. Looking forward to a darker side of Superman. This one is 48 pages, and this one is $5. All right, guys, so remember, after number 1, we are not done, as we have some of the noteworthy comic books that I should let you know about, because this is only a portion of the comics. So here we go. My number 1 most anticipated for this comic book week, November 6th, goes to Something is Killing the Children. This is issue 0. So believe it or not, guys, it's been 5 years since Something is Killing the Children has been out. And now we're going to witness a story that's never been told right before, literally, issue number 1, right? So I'm really excited about this. If there is one book that James Tynion has kept me connected to, it's Something is Killing the Children. I love the Erica Slaughter character, and being that I stuck with the series, I know a lot more about her and where she came from, what type of character that she is. She does have emotion, right? So I'm really excited about this particular story and the future direction of the story as well. So this one is 40 pages, and this is $5. Here we are. We're at the noteworthy comics time. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is X-Men. This is issue 7. Very mid book for me at this point. I don't know how much longer I will be reading a lot of these X titles. The next one is Avengers issue 20. Same thing, very mid, but I heard it's crossing over with X-Men, and Black Cat is joining the team. So that could make a strong difference for me if I continue to read it, because I love Black Cat. Then we have Aliens vs. Avengers issue 2. This was not higher on my list because it's been a while since we saw the first issue. Will I still be as excited as I was when I got done reading that first issue when I read this one? The next one is more X books. We have X-Force. This is issue 5. Then we have X-Factor. This is issue 4, which X-Factor is actually a pretty entertaining book, but it's just not my favorite book, right? Then we have the continuation of Venom War. We got Venom War. This is issue 4. Get ready to wrap this whole thing up very soon. Then we got Venom War Spider-Man issue 4, which that's a complete waste of time in my eyes. Next, we move on to DC Comics. We have Action Comics issue 1074. Action Comics, listen, I think Mark Waid is a great writer. I've said this before. I just can't buy a book at $5 a pop every single week when I can buy at least 4 other titles, right? So that's the way I look at it. Not that it's a bad book in any stretch of the imagination. Next, we have Birds of Prey. This is issue 15. You guys digging the new all-in jumping on point when it comes to Birds of Prey? Shazam, issue 17. Then we have Creature Commandos. This is issue 2. Being that I have so many books that are coming out and that I am purchasing, I'm probably not going to read issue 2. I did not mind issue 1. I thought it was actually pretty good, but there are some books that are higher on my list. Then we move on to the indie comics. We have King Spawn. This is issue 39. Then we have the ever popular The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 100. So I'm going to pick this up just because issue 100 of The Walking Dead was huge for me when it originally came out. I want to check it out in color. This is a brutal issue, man. Then we have The Scorched. This is issue 35. Followed by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Night Watcher. This is issue 3. Then we have Cruel Universe issue 4. That's an insane cover right there. And then for the Conan fans, we have Conan Battle of the Blackstone issue 3. Then we have, I made this image so small I can't see it, One for Sorrow. This is from Distillery. Then we have FML issue 1 from Dark Horse Comics. And then we have the highly anticipated, I'm sure a lot of people are going to pick this up, DuckTales issue 1 from Dynamite Comics. So there you guys have it. There are all the most anticipated and noteworthy comics for November 6, 2024. I want to know if there are any of these books that you're excited for this particular comic book week. And as always, guys, I'm going to leave you more content right here for you to click on. And remember, support those local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember, read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, thank you so much and have a wonderful Friday.